I also am a little unprepared. I didn't know what to expect, and tonight is a very rare night. You guys are catching me in rare form. I'm sober because I was told to keep it to like 1 minute. I didn't know that Kanye was going to be here tonight, so I didn't know I was a label, you know, to riff. So I'm also wearing clothes this evening, and that's also very rare for me. And when I do put on some clothes, most likely Jeremy Scott designed it and created it. You can thank him when I don't have my titties out. But I wanted to start with saying a few years ago, I decided I wanted to go back into music, and I went straight to V Magazine, who I knew always celebrated, you know, young people being themselves, being free, being creative, knowing what they want to do, knowing who they want to be, and not being afraid of that. And without knowing really much about Jeremy, I went to the rack, and every single thing I came out wearing was Jeremy Scott. And he was one of the designers that wasn't afraid of me, especially in the beginning, and was willing to kind of take a risk and put clothes on someone that no one knew what I was going to turn out to be. I don't know if we still know what I'm going to turn out to be, but I'm standing here, I'm clothed, and I'm here with Jeremy, and to give him this award, and again, not to keep this longer, but on something that I thought was the most badass thing that was said all night that kind of kept happening, but Gigi was a trendsetter in it, was it's fucking about being nice to people, and it's about loving each other, and if we can look fucking cool when we do it, that's badass, but you know what? Sometimes you look like shit and you can still be nice, and Jeremy is so nice. And I'll tell you my favorite story super fucking quick about Jeremy that I loved. Is I was at the VMAs this year, and I brought a friend with me who was homeless, who I'd met the day before. And he didn't care about anybody. Well, he cared about Katie. He was obsessed with your boobs. Every time he came over, he was like, I can't quit looking at her boobs. And then he would bounce from Katie, and he kind of wanted to be Riff Raff. And then he couldn't quit looking at Jeremy's suit. And Jeremy had this big happy face, as he always does, on his face and on his back. He had on this badass tux. And this is all Jesse cared about. He just thought that was the coolest thing he ever seen. He was right. Some of Jeremy's, he makes us able to be a fucking Barbie. He lets us wear Shrek. He lets us wear SpongeBob. It's pretty much the coolest thing. He allows us to be able to have fun with fashion, which is sometimes something that we all forget, that it's really important to keep having fun and to be happy and to love what we do. And he does that. That's why we work together till 6 in the morning with Carlene saying, it's all shit, Jeremy. What the fuck is this shit, Jeremy? The show's the motto. It's all shit. Jeremy, it's not all shit, no matter what Carlene says. You make beautiful clothing. I'm honored to give you this award. Thank you very much. He let me make accessories for his show, which you allow artists to express themselves in all outlets, whether it's art, which is very important to us, whether it's fashion, or whether it's music. That's why he has all of us musicians here, right here with him, because he celebrates that, and he celebrates anything that we want to be a part of. And I'll always do the same thing for you. You're the most badass. There you go.
There's so many people in this room. I have to thank Christian, who, for my 3rd show, I had crazy idea of wanting to do high heels. There were one high heel and one low, because I had heard this story, this mythology about Marilyn Monroe, would saw her heel down to have this gait when she walked. And, you know, Isabella Below came to him and begged him that she believed in me, and he hand-carried shoes back from Italy. He's an amazing, generous, wonderful man. And when it freaked the fuck out of Anna Wintour that I had these girls walking down with other heels, he stayed behind me and did shoes and taught me how a beautiful shoe is made. And Carrie's right, you're never, ever going to complain in his shoes, because they're perfect, just like him. I have to say also to Rossi, who supports me and continues to support me in my show, and I love you, and you're an amazing person. And of course, Miss Miley, who turned the tables on me and actually made things for my show. I'm so used to making my beautiful girls' clothes, and then she changed the game on me, and I appreciate that. And of course, Rihanna, who's I can't hardly even name a video that you haven't worn something of mine, a tour that you haven't had something. When she was just a good girl before she was a good girl gone bad, she was already wearing my clothes, supporting me. And when people talk shit, she had nothing to do, hear about it. When people stood a little bit further away, she stood closer. And she's ride or die, and I love her for that. and my baby Katie, who came up to me at an opening before her album had come out, told me I was her favorite designer. One day she would wear my clothes, and now we're doing the Super Bowl together. I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored to be by your side and to be your friend and be on this journey with you. And of course, Kanye, who's rapped about me and had 8-hour phone calls about everything and been so supportive too. I would be remiss. But more importantly, also, my best friend, my love of my life, I can't see you, Pablo, wherever you are. Pablo and I went to school together. He was studying painting, fine arts, had no aspirations to be in fashion. And I dragged him to Paris when I first went to Paris to do my first show. And when I had no money for stamps, he walked around Paris with a map and hand-delivered 2,000 invitations. When I needed to make my own shoes before Mr. Louboutin came into my life, he helped me hand-make shoes for my first show to express myself. And you know, before the critics, you know, knew my name, he was touting my name. And when the critics loved me, he was there by my side. And when the critics didn't love me, he loved me more. And I couldn't be here without him and his love and his support. Everything I do is because of him. And thank you for taking my dream and making it our dream. And I love you. Thank you.